Ketal geba dali khobor na simang sakan tikon rumchak so reperang dali khobor na simang na mijalo Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky US na rebai meng US ni President Donald Trump ko anak kemang Vice President JD Vance White House ngao rebai golpwa somoyo mai nakbarang ko golpwan bisong ni golpwa de perang heated argument ang fuljok mo ding budak ang jok jigirna takan fuljok bising golpwa kon ken ba reperang Ukraine ni ambassador ba donga bian kra chapteng jok medeni mande makhang gamko golpwa wa somoyo Zelensky ko singgapa mandeba donga saksa nara court maina kanjengana court kanjani given bas ngar penamo.
Second question.
My second question for President Zelensky. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, you have problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I don't
the
have
dignity of
such.
this office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one.
Maybe something
maybe
like this.
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than yeah. Thank you. Thank you for.
Anda kemang dingtang news media yang oba Zelensky ko sengjok warang oba bini akan gimen kataran ko na simang nga mesok na man video ko na simang reperang bo ne nyang ay bo chomotor perang Russia meng Ukraine meng dakrgani ko na simang nga chang de detail ko de agar tanang nutja ha hindi ba na simang jerangan reperang ketalong imeng re bay nga mo ya video ko ni suenga na simang sobrang de misunderstanding mo ujana ba donga uni gimen angi kecham ko pa video rang ko na simang ni naman warang nga na mediki detail ko agarata chang ye video kon na simana aganat ken chim ode nige parang na ba ni deken uni gimen sana simana aganat chengemo yade update khobor mama ko sana simana ya video na tinga Ukraine meng Russia meng dakar kade hazar gni khorkni bulsini abachinga February jawni jen salo Russia ni army rang invade kana chanchia Russia ni president Volodymyr Putin sa anti sarang sa nangagen nimeng chanchia chimkon bede ndiba dauna khengkhengba capture da karaman kujenga ndiba dakar ki en dongkhuya ye dakar kani obosani ara maini aselmo taude Ukraine ba Atinom jenge bisungi biaprangko jerangkon Russia capture kacham Russia ba capture khagbarangko wation nam jenga dibno strong barang de yano army rang public rang namnam ba mandirang sa singamo hajar mandirang siangingjo yakon kisar perang Donald Trump jensalo president wa reba mung yako beba peace agreement khana gata ceasefire khana gata joton khabengene gepon liderang baksaba yanik man golpoinga Putin mung ba golpoing jo anda kemang Zelensky mung ba golpo Zelensky ra alturi mung je biaprangko Russia capture khaidone mo wako nata gong janga indi ba mai takinga tadi bini army rang borang injok arms ammunition rang borang injok mo uni gimen sa tade US president ra Zelensky ko peace deal agreement khana gata biko molenga yarai alturi wation jaya uni gimen sa tade mijalo bini re bai golpo somoyo amsa nakhalang ha bisongde wano donging pa manderangan ni parangan bisongna mai ba dakte ha anda kemang na simang bar perang bisong golpo ko ba gamko bo ne ni naman gen.
You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way.
We had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014.
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
I'm not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What do you think
You're
about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
So I'm not hearing from you, Mr. President, a thought that you owe the president an apology.
No, I respect President and I respect American people. And if, I don't know, if I think that we have to be very open and very honest.
But what specifically do you want to see President Zelensky apologize for?
Well, apologize for turning this thing into the fiasco for him that it became.
I don't think anybody had any idea that Zelensky would be so impertinent, so disrespectful, so insulting to the United States of America.
I talked to Zelensky this morning. Don't take the bait. President Trump was in a very good mood last night. Somebody asked me, am I embarrassed about Trump? I have never been more proud of the president. I was very proud of J.D. Vance, standing up for our country. We want to be helpful. What I saw in the Oval Office was disrespectful, and I don't know if we can ever do business with Zelensky again. The way he confronted the president was just over the top. So I think the relationship between Ukraine and America is important, vitally important. But can Zelensky do a deal with the United States? After what I saw, I don't know.
Yani gemen reperang Donald Trump ni tweet kai on ani konekna mana. Jen salobia peace agreement ongna antang ko ready onga. Uni zaman sai rebai kana bajok ni mang biara agani ya. Yani gemen public rang ni reaction rang un baksana agan sakde mandirang niksoinga mo. Yani gemen mai ko bisong jamano statement rang gen ya khodan ching rebai ba sal somerang niksona mangen. Warang ko ban simananga nang nikode bidron ko update kai men otken. Aron asimang mai ko chan share perang asimang ni chan share nikta ma share nikta ani comment section nu yata mangen. Asimang ni dakcha kanina na asimang ni support kanina sak prak kon mutelar perang. Video de rangsan isung besakan tikon asimang ko mutela.